Hi guys, and welcome to week 30. I am 30 weeks and 4 days today. So I'm sorry I missed my 29 week update. I was really sick with food poisoning, so I could not do anything. Josh had to take days off work just to help me out with the kids because I was just stuck in bed for days and it was awful. If you think being sick just in general is bad, it's so much worse when you're sick and pregnant at the same time, because my stomach was screaming at me from the food that I'd eaten. It was, my stomach was so angry, and then you've got this baby moving around inside of you and you're just like, ugh, I can't catch a break. So it was really horrible. But I do have a few updates. So first of all, the baby should be around 15, close to 16 inches long and the size of like a large cabbage. So he's pretty big this week. What else? Alright, so I had a midwife appointment, sorry, baby brain. I had a midwife appointment last week while I was sick actually. So I did tell my midwife about the food poisoning and she wasn't too worried. She said the baby's still moving around heaps, so he's completely fine. She said it was fine to not eat anything because I could not eat anything. I wasn't hungry one bit. After food poisoning I was very put off eating. She said that wasn't a problem as long as I kept my fluid intake up, then that was fine. But obviously if I noticed the baby's movements decrease, then she said, you know, obviously contact her and go to hospital and just get checked out, make sure everything is alright. But yeah, I had no issues there. My iron was still very low because I had my that gestational diabetes test. So that came back clear, no gestational diabetes, which I was pretty sure I knew that I wouldn't have it anyway. I haven't had it with the last two pregnancies, so I kind of already knew the answer there. But obviously because they take blood, she was able to see my iron levels and check them again, and she said they were still really low. Low iron I think is supposed to be at a 20 is what is the lowest they would like to see it at, and mine was down at a 7. So she recommended the iron infusion injection, and she had it with her, so she was actually able to give it to me at home, and it was just an injection that was put right in the butt. And it was, I hate needles, I really do. I don't think there's anything pleasant about them, so it sucks that we have to give blood or take blood tests so regularly throughout the pregnancy. Well, I feel like I've had my blood drawn quite a lot this pregnancy. But yeah, it does seem to have helped. I do seem to have got some of my energy back. It did leave a little bit of bruising, but I guess that's normal. One thing that I'm really noticing at the moment with this pregnancy is with my last two, I gave birth to them during the colder months, and we're starting to head right into the heat of summer here in New Zealand, and in Auckland it is so hot and I am not used to it. I'm somebody who usually feels the cold and I love summer, but I have a feeling I'm going to absolutely hate it this year because, you know, this is only the start of it. We haven't reached our highest temperature yet, not even at all. Like, our hottest months are, you know, end of, you know, January when the baby's due, through February, and then it will start to cool down again. But you know, early February is probably our hottest time, but I'm already finding it so hot and I'm really struggling. I'm sweating like a pig. Sorry if that's disgusting, but I am. yeah, it's not been fun. It's been really hard at work. We don't have a lot of ventilation at work, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to work through to 36 weeks like I have in the past. We do have windows, but they don't open because we have an HRV system, but I really don't think it does enough at all. My boss likes to keep the doors shut as well because he thinks it's more private for our customers, which is fair enough, but I am just dying in the salon so badly. Actually, I'm really struggling with the heat in general, so that has probably been my biggest problem at the moment. But baby is still moving heaps. You can actually see him rolling across my stomach now. That was another thing that I needed to update on with my last midwife. Well, not my last midwife appointment, but the appointment before that. She said he was already head down, which is quite normal for my babies anyway. And they usually stay head down from about 28 weeks right through, and I've never had an issue. But with my last midwife appointment that I had last Wednesday, she said that he has now flipped again and he has head up, which worries me a little bit. She's not concerned at all. She said, you know, there's still plenty of room for him to move around, and you know, he's got plenty of time to, you know, flip back head down before I go into labour. But I think just because with my last two they were always head down right through to the end, it just seems a little bit strange to me. But you know, I'm just going to trust her judgment and hope for the best, because I don't know why, but I feel like I've had my last two labours so easy, and this is my lucky last, so I have a feeling it's going to be the complete opposite, and this is going to be the labour from hell. I don't know why, but I just feel like it could be. I'm going to be overdue, and I'm going to have a really long labour in comparison to my last two. That's just how I feel. Also, today I also went to the doctors because my daughter needed her immunisations, and they offered me an injection to prevent whooping cough. So that's why I've got the little sticker over here. Yeah, she said she highly recommended it to anybody who's between 28 weeks and 38 weeks. Here in Auckland, or New Zealand I should say, apparently whooping cough has risen a little bit, and we've actually had 3 infant deaths recently because of it. And she said that by protecting myself from whooping cough, you know, I can't pass it on to the baby, and also because I'm getting the injection while I'm pregnant, it's helping his immune system as well to fight against it too. So I think it's well worth taking. In New Zealand it is free for pregnant mothers between 28 and 38 weeks. They do recommend that anybody else who's going to be spending a lot of time around the baby to get it done as well. It's definitely not cheap because it's only government funded for those that are pregnant. I think they said it was $55, you know, for somebody else to get it. But I'm definitely thinking about it, because you know, if it's going to protect your baby from catching something that, you know, could potentially really harm him, or you know, sadly lose him, you know, I think it's worth taking, you know, paying that bit of extra money to prevent anything like that from happening. But I think that is all my updates for this week. I feel like I rambled a little bit this time, but anyway, I will show you my belly. I've got a dress on, so I'm going to leave that down. But here is my 30 week and 4-day belly. Sorry, I feel like I could be 38 weeks. See you guys later. Bye.